And I think we're on. Good morning, art friends. Wake up, brush the sleep out of your eyes. It is the hour of 9 a.m. in the morning. And we're going to go live with what I think is going to be my most fun and delicious art project yet to date. We are going to be making artwork with Oreos. I kid you not, we are. But first, before we do that, I am going to give a little shout out to a couple of art friends from yesterday who have shown me their artwork. Shout out to Gabby. A lot of artwork that I saw from her, 2, 3, 4 pieces that I saw yesterday. Some sculpture, some drawings, very nice. And to my friends Preston and Holden, who submitted some of my art challenges that are on my website. Remember, there's an art challenge, art specials bingo, not just art, but music, PE, and Spanish. Some of those challenges there, some really cool drawings of a popsicle fighting an ice cream cone. It was great. Anyway, let's get to the project today. So like I said, we are going to be using Oreo cookies, and I'm using the little small packs right here. And we are going to be making art. How are we going to do it? I'm going to go ahead and move my camera to where you can see my workspace and show you what we're doing. So you will notice that my workspace today is cleaner than even normal. I've gone ahead and laid down some very clean paper towels on there because I don't want to work with this since I am working with food. Just protect my workspace and protect. I have washed my hands, I promise, absolutely. Washed them extra special good. So hopefully I don't, make a mess of what I'm doing, and I can possibly eat my artwork later. So what I'm going to do for this is I need Oreo cookies, and I'm going to go ahead and lay out a couple of them right there. Doesn't have to be Oreos. It can work with your discount Oreos, the ones, anything that has some kind of cream filled stuff inside there that's relatively dense. And you need some kind of tool to carve with. So you could have used your needle, like from yesterday's basic sewing lesson. You could use some of the straight pins, again, from yesterday's sewing lesson in my fancy pin cushion. Or I am going to use a clay tool. This is a nice little stylus that I normally use for carving names and fine details in the clay projects that we work on. I have washed it. I have sanitized it. I have used bleach and dishwash, I promise. So dishwashing liquid. So I've got that nice and clean, and so now I'm gonna take my Oreo to start off on my sculpting. Oh, one more thing is thanks for this idea to my elementary art PLC. All the other art teachers in the county and I had a little meeting online yesterday, and that's where I got this idea. So first thing I'm going to do is very carefully kind of try and separate my cookie stuff from there. Not the greatest, but this one will actually work. Is I can now carve on both sides of this Oreo. So I'm going to put this over here to the side for later, and go ahead and start working on this one. So I like this one better. Let's do this. So the first thing I can do is I can just sit here and decide, oh, what do I want to do? I'm going to carve out this little shape right here. Oh my goodness, I had an alarm set for this meeting and it just went off. So I'm going to go scrape out this section and keeping it on the paper towel as best I can because it's clean. I'm totally going to eat that later. I might eat it now. There we go. Yeah. So I can scrape this stuff off. Just kind of scrape off my tool a little bit or wipe off my tool. It gets all over your fingers. It does. Get down to where I've got some nice contrast. That's why these Oreos are great, because they're chocolate and they're dark and then the cream is white. So really simple right there. I made my first Oreo cream sculpture. A nice little old school Pac-Man. Boys and girls, if you don't know who Pac-Man is, ask your parents. If your parents don't know, I'm going to be upset because that means that I'm old Ask your grandparents, and they will know exactly who Pac-Man is. So there's an easy one. Now you can also do, I'm going to go ahead and take this next Oreo. Actually, I'm going to grab some of that Oreo cream, and I'm going to eat that. I am going to attempt to go ahead. Maybe I won't do it with that one. Let's see if I can get this one. Nice. Yeah. Okay, this one's not as great. Totally shouldn't have eaten that. Now I'm crunching on your video. I'm sorry. So I'm going to start sculpting this one. Being very careful and scratching it in. And sometimes I've got to scratch multiple times. Get this stuff out of the way, wipe my hands, just to make a nice pattern on here. Some parts I'm going to want to take off completely and get as much of that cream off as I can. Like I said, you can wipe. I wish I had. I probably should have had another paper towel that I can completely wipe things. Some of your lines you want to be skinny. Some of your lines you want to be thick and fat. It's called having like contrast in a variety of lines. Some of your lines you want to be straight. Some of your lines you want to be curvy. It's all about making a nice presentation. It's all about having a variety of things in your artwork. And you can do any kind of thing that you want. I had a little bit of brown left on there, so I'm like going to blow it off a little bit. And you got to be super careful sometimes in doing this, because sometimes some of that extra cream wants to come off with you. And if the extra cream comes off, it's not the end of the world. You can add some of it back, but I've tried that and it's a little bit harder than just carving it. So it's easier to go slow and kind of do it right the first time. And I'm going a little bit faster than I need to, just because I don't want to waste all of your time on this. Okay, I may or may not have just licked my fingers, but it's helping and it's getting some of the cream off of there. But take your time, kind of plan this out ahead of time and know what you're going to do. Just kind of have a good idea. All right, and maybe I'm done. So if you can see, and if that makes a little bit of sense, maybe, just maybe, you might recognize that artwork as a very famous artwork, The Scream by Edvard Munch. Anybody? Anybody? Maybe? The Scream? Munch? Kinda. Anyway, that's what I was going for with that one. But you, like I said, can do absolutely anything with your artwork. You can make all sorts of things. You've got plenty of opportunities, especially if you split that cream in half, you get an Oreo on each. And if you don't split the cream in half, you get an extra chocolate cookie to eat. So thanks for watching. This was a short one. It was an easy one. It was a fun one. I now have some cookies to eat. So anyway, keep trying, keep practicing, do this several times. And like one of my favorite sci-fi figures would say, here's another Oreo artwork. Shout out to the late Mr. Leonard Nimoy. Live long and prosper, friends, and keep making art with Oreos. And we're out.